of genius.com. We have a great episode for you today. Can everyone be a winner? Can everyone be a winner is what we're going to dive into. What we're going to talk about today. Can everyone be a winner? Or is that winning stage only for a very few, for the upper 1%, 1%? We shall see today. Other headlines of the day today we're going to talk about, and always not just a headline of the day, but what does that headline mean for you? American Express is changing its rules of engagement to get into its lounges. New York Attorney General warns of prediction market risks pre-Super Bowl. Go behind the scenes of some Super Bowl ads. Walmart is closing above $1 trillion market capitalization for the first time. Intel is pushing more chips as it helps with data center build out. We may not cover that. It's a bit geekish. I'm not sure what it applies to entrepreneurs. We'll see. But Disney hopes to avoid talent drain after naming a new CEO. And guess what? Avocado price is dropping. Good news for big game get together. PayPal's going through a $1 billion conundrum as it dumps its CEO, replaces another CEO from Hewlett Packard, bringing one in. And the former CEO of PayPal is slamming the company, saying, hey, you've lost your mojo. So we got that and more on today's Rundown with Ramon. Glad you're here today. Anna of the musical web. Welcome, 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 Queen. Glad you're here today. Thanks for being here on today's Rundown with Ramon. Greg is here on the Rundown with Ramon show. Brand new time, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. As I've shared with you, but I'll share it again. I'm volunteering at a small private school to teach a communication class, so I've changed the time of the live show from 7:30 to 7. But hey, so many of our listeners also watch the show on demand, so glad you're here today. Reminding you, this episode brought to you by our friends at Bitdefender. When you go home at night, you know what you do. What do? Click, click. You lock the door of your house. When you leave your car, you park your car, you put your car somewhere. What do? Boop, 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 boop. You lock the door of your car. Well, Bitdefender is all about making sure your small business is secure. So check out bitdefender.com/Ramon, bitdefender.com/Ramon, and make sure that your business is secure as well with the power of Bitdefender. So thank you for being here. Sit back, take it easy, relax, and let's get ready for a brand new episode of today's Rundown with Ramon show. All right, so we'll get to our flagship topic of the day in just a minute. Can everyone be a champion? Before I do that, let me run through some of the headlines that I came across today, and many of the headlines, as I always do, what does it mean for you? What does it mean for your business? So I saw this new American Express lounge access rules, what you need to know. Now, I've never been to an American Express lounge, rarely. I'm a United flyer, and I get to go in United lounges, which are all over the place. But some people leverage the power of American Express lounges, which I guess are all over the place as well. And these are for people thought that, hey, they're only for the high six-figure earners and those who have some status symbol. Not necessarily the case. You can also pay $900 annual fee to access American Express lounges. But there's some changes they're making, and basically they're saying, hey, per the current guest policy, Platinum Card members can bring guests for $50 each. But if they spend $75,000 a year, they can bring two complimentary guests. Bottom line, this headline was much ado about nothing, but I think the lesson we can learn for our business is it's okay to change. It's okay to change. You don't have to do the same things all the time. Sometimes the market demands that you make changes. The market demands that you do things different, and noting it's okay to change. Lesson learned from American Express changing their rules of engagement. Ding, 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 ding. New York Attorney General is warning of prediction market risks pre-Super Bowl. New York Attorney General Letitia James warning consumers about risks associated with wagers placed in nascent, which is new, I think, prediction markets ahead of Super Bowl. Whatever LX stands for, I should remember what that means, but I forgot what number that is, CNBC reports. She noted the absence of consumer protections on certain platforms. Listen, here's the bottom line. If you want to bet, it's legal. That's your problem. That's up to you. But I think that's a good warning. Be careful where you place your bet on when you're talking about games and Super Bowls. But the bigger issues, I always try to bring it home to us entrepreneurs, taking risk is good. Taking bets is good. I'm taking many bets and risks this year. But the risks and the bets you take, do them with thought. Don't maybe bet your whole house on it. Don't bet everything in your kid's college education fund. You have to know what risk is good for you. And just using money as an example, there's different types of risks, different types of bets. But some people may say, yeah, I can lose 5,000. Some people may say, I can only use 1,000. Some people may say, I can risk up to 50,000. So the point is, take bets. Take risks in your business, because the way to get ahead is risk. And part of the learning process oftentimes and what we do is to take risks, is to take bets, using that word similarly, using interchangeably, and seeing what happens. That's part of the learning process. Elon Musk wouldn't have had Tesla if he wouldn't have failed and got ahead. We already know this from Thomas Edison and other stories we've heard. Same thing goes to our business. So that was a riff from the Super Bowl betting. Be careful. There's not so many consumer protections, but the bigger lesson of the day for us entrepreneurs, please do take bets, do take risks, but be careful what you're betting on. My name is Ramon Ray. This is The Rundown with Ramon. Glad you're here today. Exactly. Better safe than sorry, Greg. And Iana's like her and her bougie self. Oh yeah, Ramon, I'm in the American Express Lounge all the time. In fact, they invited me there for piano recital when I was flying from so-and-so to Dubai on first class. Let's go, Iana. Of course you were in the American Express Lounge. Of course. They probably got your name on the wall as well. Listen, everybody, I'm Ramon. This is The Rundown with Ramon. Go behind the scenes of this year's Super Bowl ads. Interesting little update here talking about the stars of Jurassic Park reuniting after 3 decades for Xfinity, to George Clooney teaming up with Oscar-nominated director Yorgos Lanthimos for Grubhub, Ben Affleck once again doing his Boston thing for Dunkin'. This year's Super Bowl ads promise blinding star wattage. The cost of a 30-second Super Bowl spot on NBC is $10 million. And brands are seeking extra bang for their buck in the form of sneak peeks. So listen, bottom line, as we've shared before, Super Bowl takes quite a bit of money to pay for the ad and then pay for the production. But here's the secret, and we can all learn from this, Greg. We can all learn from this, Iana. When you do something, don't forget the power of self-promotion. Self-promote what you're doing and share it out with others. Don't just do it for the moment. See how you can 10x and multiply what you're doing. It is so important. Don't just do one thing so you can take that one thing and do so much more with it. Hey, it's a good day. It is a great day. Why? Because Alexandra Nicole is here. Listen, love it that you're here, Alexandria. Make my day. It's an honor to have you with us here on The Rundown with Ramon, and our show is growing. Ding, 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 ding. Walmart is closing above a $1 trillion market cap for the first time. Just 3 days into John Furner's tenure as Walmart's new CEO, the retail juggernaut has passed $1 trillion threshold for the first time. Listen, I think Walmart deserves it. What do you think? I think they do. They could have been fearful and fallen when Amazon is there. Target could have grown and eaten their lunch. Kmart could have grown and eaten their lunch. But I think Walmart's a great store. I like it. Their prices are cheap or relatively good. They have a huge diversity of products and services in the stores, and they're online. I'm an Amazon person. I've not bought so much from Walmart, but their online platform works. Billions and billions of people, millions are buying from it. So I think Walmart has earned its $1 trillion valuation. They have their stores. They've dialed in on the e-commerce selection. They have a platform of business owners who are selling on it with so much room to grow. Yeah, Walmart, you've earned that $1 trillion valuation. Denny Rust, what do you think? Good day to you, Denny. Walmart's earned its $1 trillion valuation. So what does that mean for Denny? What does that mean for Iana? What does that mean for Greg? What does that mean for all of us here? In order to earn the valuations that we want, you must put in the work. As I've shared with you before, go to zoneofgeniusawards.com, zoneofgeniusawards.com. I'm putting in the work to create an amazing event this fall, 2026. You can see what I'm building, pre-building. You've been put on notice, zoneofgeniusawards.com. You should go there and check it out. Pre-notice, putting you on notice of the things that Ramon is doing. My Genius Talks is growing. It's growing. zoneofgenius.com/genius talks. You can see what's happening and other things I'm building and doing. I'm putting in the work to earn the valuation. The question I have to you, Alexandria and Greg and Denny and Iana and all who are listening and will be listening, are you putting in the work to earn the valuation that you so desperately seek, want, and deserve? If you put in the work, because if you haven't put in the work, you don't deserve the valuation. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Thanks to our friends at BitDefender, bitdefender.com. Go there right now, bitdefender.com/Ramon. Check it out and make sure your business is safe and secure. Welcome to a Rundown with Ramon. Hey, Alexandria, you crack me up. Ding, 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 ding. Moving forward, Intel plans GPU push as data center build-out accelerates. Listen, I guess Intel is getting more into GPUs, not just CPUs. That's a headline I'm not going to go deeper into. It's a geek headline. What does it mean? It means you always have to innovate. Yeah, always have to innovate. So I'm going to move on from that. My soul is not so excited about that headline. Here's a headline. Disney hopes to avoid talent drain after naming a CEO. So Disney named a CEO, in essence saying the other people who are hoping they get the job didn't get it. You get more pay, you get more responsibility, and you get a more feather in your cap. And hey, everybody wants to go up and up and up. At that level, everybody wants to do more. So there's people who were not picked. Now the challenge for Disney, we had a board of 5 people, 4 people, 10 people, whatever numbers of people that could have been picked. They weren't picked. How do we keep them in the fold? You don't want to lose your top talent. Let's say me, Greg, Alexandria, and Iana and Denny are building a business together. And let's say the big dude, let's say that's Denny, he picks Iana to be the big boss of all of us. I may just say there's no room for me here. Let me go somewhere else and lead because I want a CEO slot. That's the challenge Disney's making, and we all have this challenge. I have 3 team members, the chief of staff, and I have 2 content coordinators in my company, content managers. Let's say I promote a content manager. Will the other one leave because she didn't get that slot? Let's say I promote someone to assistant chief of staff. Will he be upset because he didn't get that promotion? I don't know, but this is something to consider in your business as you have teams. Be careful as you promote. Promote the best, yes, but make sure you don't push to the side other people in your organization. Greg Becker's right. Lay it brick by brick by brick. Doing the boring stuff gets the exciting results. Never forget that. Doing the boring stuff gets you the exciting results. Ding, 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 ding. Guess what? Avocado price drop is good news for big game get-togethers. If there's a Super Bowl of guacamole, it's the actual Super Bowl. And the falling price of avocado means the festive green spread should be plentiful this Sunday. Perfect growing conditions produced a bumper crop in rainy Mexico. Bloomberg reports leaving the U.S. on pace to import 2.5 billion pounds in the current fiscal year. So I guess this just means, hey, those of you watching the Super Bowl on Sunday, your price of avocados, hola, como está, can be a bit cheaper. That's good. Last headline of the day before we get to our flagship topic. PayPal dumps its CEO in a surprise shakeup and poaches HP exec as a replacement. PayPal is a great company. I've used it for years. It's been around for over 20 years. But there's competitors here in the works, especially with things like buy now, pay later, other payment platforms which are here. PayPal shares are down 17%. Now, Zoho has taught me, should we be running our companies just based on public markets? And if you are a public company, you are beholden to public markets. There's a good and a bad. PayPal shares are currently around $42, which is a far cry from 21 when the stock was at $308. Can PayPal resurrect? Is it over for PayPal? I don't think it is. I think they have room to grow and still can do it. They have millions and millions of customers. The point is, what can be done about it? And their competition is rising. Their former CEO slammed the company for repeating mistakes and losing its mojo. He said repeating leadership mistakes that had cost the company its edge. When you lose your edge, it's not good. Lesson learned for us all today. As I build Genius Talks, we're building in what does the customer experience look like for those who are coming to Genius Talks. As I think about me doing my Genius Entrepreneur Conference and Awards, what will the experience look like for the people who are coming to awards? As I'm building our office hours, I'm thinking, what will the experience look like for our office hours clients? Don't lose your edge. Don't lose your mojo. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Let's get to our flagship topic of the day. Can everyone be a champion? We're going to touch on that today. Before I do that, great question from Ayanna. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see, Ayanna. Excuse me, not Ayanna. Alexandria. Both have an A, but one is Ayanna, one is Alexandria. How do you prepare for interviews to add real value? Now, that could be two types of interviews. One is I'm interviewing someone on my podcast or et cetera, or I'm interviewing someone for a job that I have for them, or they're being interviewed. So I'm going to take the tougher question. How do I prepare for interviews to add added value when I'm interviewing somebody for my Rundown with Ramon interview series, podcast series? How do I prepare for it? There's two types of styles of interviewing. Stephen Bartlett, who has the most highest rated show on the planet, and it's over an hour. He goes in depth. He brings out things from the guests that they don't even know. He asks them very smart, inspiring questions, and that's great for him. He has a $10 million valuation or more. Maybe it's bigger than that. Maybe it's $1 billion. No, it has to be bigger than $10 million. $1 billion valuation. It could be. I'm losing track. $1 billion and $10 million are two different things, but it's huge company. And he's very successful. So success leaves clues. Maybe I should be doing that more. But that's not my calling. For me, Alexandria, when I prepare for interviews that I'm interviewing somebody, I do very little prep work, and I probably should. But that's just because I have a short attention span. I don't like long conversations. I don't like going in depth. I like to stay on the surface and get to the point and move along. That's my style. Kind of like the Rundown with Ramon. Don't go too deep. Give you the headlines, talk a little about it, give 2 or 3 points, and I move along. That's my style. That's me. Maybe that's why I'm an event host. I keep things at a high level. Other people can go deep. Even my son, him and I joke with each other at time to time because we're so similar in many ways, but we're so different. He likes to go deep. He'll tell me, Dad, hold on to this. I want to talk about this longer. I want to go deep. I want to go deeper in this conversation. Me, I'll be like, dude, we've talked about it for like 3 minutes. I'm done. So for me, preparing when I'm interviewing somebody, I think because I like to read their vibe, I like to read their energy, their flow, their mojo. And my hope is that during the conversation, great things will come out. And pretty much I already know where I'm going, and is to interview them about something they're doing in business or in life in the moment that I can feed to my audience. Now, in the case of Stephen Bartlett, he talks about everything from cycles to finance to libido to crypto to mindset to everything. His show has grown from just being an entrepreneur show to so much more, kind of like a Joe Rogan and etc. For me, I stick to kind of business growth. Now, if I did longer shows, longer segments, maybe one day that will be there. I may go in depth. Now, let me answer the question here. See, Alexandra, you got me all off my time. I'm going all off the thing here. However, to answer the question about if I was being interviewed by somebody, how'd I prepare? I'd probably just do a few scrolls on social, a few scrolls on LinkedIn. Depending on how stakes it was, maybe I'd interview people around them in a subtle, authentic way. So love that question, Alexandra Nicole. Let's dive into the flagship topic of the day today. Can everyone be a winner? Yeah. Here's my answer of that question today. I do think everyone can be a winner. I think everyone has the capacity to be a winner, but that's not the case. Everyone is not a winner, and a few things to call out. I think it's important to know that we all have different goals, and desires are all different. What Alexandria wants in her life is going to be dramatically different oftentimes than what I want in my life. What Greg wants for his children, for his family, for his business, for his life may be dramatically different than what I want. This is important to understand. So when I think of can we all be winners, we can all be a lot of things, but we're all not willing also to put in the same effort at all. And even those who put in the same effort, the same thought, it's not all about hustle, but the same smart hustle, the same effort, we get different results because we're different people, different backgrounds, different ways. Nobody will throw the ball exactly like Michael Jordan, put in the exact same effort, wear the exact same sneakers, because we're different people. So you will get different results. People have different circumstances. Maybe Ayanna grew up with two parents who could sing very well and knew Britney Spears and Alicia Keys. And maybe I'm trying to get into the piano world, but I didn't do that. Two different circumstances, two different ways we grew up. There's also the factor of luck. You just can't help, since we're all different, since we all have different journeys on this journey of life as we go through the proverbial book that are different stories for different people, we're all going to experience luck in different ways. And I do believe luck has a certain part of it. Now, I believe you can create your own luck. And if you're fishing in the desert and I'm fishing in a salmon stream, I'm going to catch more fish than you. You shouldn't complain. That's not luck. I created my own luck. But I do still think that luck and serendipity and the opportunities we choose to take based on that luck and serendipity have a role. I do think the things we want change as we get a little bit older. Our decisions and our choices change. As a child, you have no say in what happens to you. You are at the mercy of your parents. You're a little baby, you're a child, nothing you can do. But as you get older, you have a choice. As you get older, you have a choice of what you can and cannot do. And understanding everyone is different. My two children, who I'm so proud of both of them. My daughter, her desire is to be a mother, to have children. She wanted to be a teacher. This is all she's wanted to do much of her life. And she's doing that to this day. And I hope she enjoys it. And we had to talk, hey, dear daughter, if you're a teacher, you know that you'll get minimal pay as a teacher. She understood that. And she enjoyed every minute. My son, on the other hand, online coach. This is what he wants to do. And not even being an online coach. He loves to coach. He loves sales. He loves teaching people. Two different people. And I'm proud of both and happy with them both. Because they're both doing what they love and they're open-minded about it now that they're full-fledged adults. That's great. As I said before, everyone has different goals and desires, and this is why the results we have will be different. Don't pounce on me because I want to be a billionaire and I got that status. I won't pounce on you because you wanted to be a volunteer cook at the Salvation Army. Two different visions, and we can both be happy. So everyone can be a winner, but everyone's definition of winning is not going to be the same. I do think it's important to match your desire and goal to your work input, which will deliver your result output 100%. This is important to keep in mind because the decisions we make decide our winning streaks. So the answer to the question is, can everyone be a winner? Absolutely. Maybe. That's the answer to the question. A few more things I'll address here. How do we increase our chance of winning? How do we increase our chance of winning? Make sure you show up. Show up. Show up. Make sure you follow up. Follow up. Follow up. Have a great attitude and be nice. And understand that winning is going to be different for everyone. Winning is going to be different for everyone. Denny Rust, I love how you say here, brother. We all may be winning, but the game we are playing is completely different. Denny, so true. I'm not trying to build a $10 million empire. I may get there, but right now my focus has been in January and started earlier in the year to build an event business. Genius Talks, local events. I have an event I'm working on in Bucharest, Romania, an event I'm working on in India, event that's happening in San Francisco, an event series that are happening in New York. It's happening. It's happening. And of course, my fall event. Second pillar I'm working on, growing my online coaching business, Ramon Office Hours. It's growing, Ramon Office Hours. Second thing I'm working on. Third thing I'm working on is my speaking and more, working with brands. The question of the day is, what are you working on? Love it. Greg says here, everyone has the opportunity to be a champion, but you must know for you what that means and then apply what it takes to get there. Abso-freaking-lutely. We all say we want to be champions, but what it takes to get there is dramatically different. And this is the nugget of the day. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is The Rundown with Ramon. Glad you're here today. Got some things I'm doing in the coming months, and I invite you to check them out. I'll be at CreativeCon in February, creativecon.com with an 8. Check out Scale with Stability Summit. John Maxwell and others are going to be there. Scale with Stability. I'm excited about that. For sure, I'll be there with Scale with Stability Summit. Definitely check out my partner, Elevate Your Growth. Love what Alexandria's building. She has an amazing network of community of people, EYGevents.com. And I encourage you, don't miss out. Go to zoneofgenius.com, zoneofgenius.com. Sign up. Don't miss out to get our email newsletter and more so you don't miss out on the things I'm doing and working on. And stay tuned for more. We got a lot going on here. Our Genius Awards Conference, that's going to be on fire. And with that, I'm going to teach out of school today. Going to get in my car, get in the highway, and go teach. So y'all have a blessed, amazing day. Make a difference in the world. Thanks for being here. Whether you're hearing this on demand or hearing this live, hearing this on YouTube, hearing this on Spotify, hearing this on Apple Podcast, seeing some of the clips on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you may be seeing this, LinkedIn, I'm glad you're here. This is the Rundown with Ramon podcast. My name is Ramon Ray. As you're doing an event and looking for your next event MC, see me. Looking for your next event host, see me. Looking for your next event keynote speaker, see me. Hit me up and invite me to your next event. I'd love to be on your stage and help elevate and bring your stage to the next level. Love this input, Greg. Be present, care, discipline, ambition, and action. Be blessed, everyone. Have a great, beautiful day, and I'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m.